Why didn't you tell me?
Warren,
Why didn't you tell me you're gonna die?
I'm sorry, son. I'm sorry. I wish I'd told you sooner. How'd you find out?
I had to hear it from Frank, the milkman.
I asked him not to tell anybody. No one was supposed to know. Not Lakin, not your mother, not even Miggs. It was supposed to be a secret. Sorry.
Why? What have you got, Dad?
It's something called an aneurysm. There's nothing they can do about it.
Can't they operate?
Come on, son. Oh, this is the one thing I didn't want, is for anyone to be sad about this. That's the whole reason for this party. Look. Look at this invitation, right? This invitation says that this is a celebration of life, and that's exactly what it's supposed to be. And you can do me a big favor. You can deliver those invitations by hand.
Dad, there's no way I'm gonna walk around handing out announcements that you're gonna die.
You can't look at it that way, Warren. It's a farewell party to which are invited our nearest and dearest friends. It should be upbeat and happy. Come on.
Upbeat and happy. Oh, Dad.
Oh. Be strong about this. Come on, pal. God. Hey. Listen. That happens to everybody, doesn't it? Someday. Isn't something we didn't expect. Hey. I'm serious. At least when I'm gone, you'll know I loved you. And you know I love your sister and your mother. With all my heart. Right? Remember that and deliver those invitations for me, will you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you want, Dad. You got it.
That's what I want. I'll accept this one. This one I'll deliver myself.
Now they have really gone too far.
I know you're worried about Ted right now, but I'm going to do my best to take your mind off him. Off the entire trial, in fact.
Sophia, I just got back from the courtroom. Ted, well, Look, I'd like to come down and talk to you in person. I'll just be a moment.
Cece, where are you going?
To talk to Sophia. I'll be back in a little
Well,
while.
can it wait? I want to talk to you.
I told you I won't take very long.
Cece, I really wish you would stay.
Not now, Santana. I'm in a hurry.
Nick, where the hell are you? Court reconvenes this afternoon, and I need you to take those pictures I contracted for. I'm warning you, if you let me down on this assignment, you're gonna have a hard time getting a job in this town.
Oh, calm down. You'll get him.
Nick, it's Kelly. I stopped to get something to eat, but I'm heading home now. Just wanted to make sure you got back safely. I don't know what else to say, except, thanks for trying to understand.
No, I don't understand. I'll never understand. Leave me alone. You'll get them. I'll have them on the deadline.
Don't you even open your door before you start yelling at people?
Hi, Cruz.
Hi, Nikki.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Who was I supposed to be, anyway?
My boss.
Oh, well, remind me not to hire you for anything. What's been happening?
I just got back into town.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. Court goes back into session this afternoon.
I know that.
So you're going to be there in shape to take pictures?
Why is everybody so worried about how I do my job?
I'm not worried. I just want to make sure, man. I need pictures, that's all. Pictures of everybody in the courtroom.
Is this an official police request or is this personal curiosity?
This is an official request. You see, I asked some other photographers too, but I particularly want to see your shots.
How come?
Well, I got a hunch about Christy. Something tells me that maybe whoever really did this is somebody close to her. I've been watching her in the courtroom, right? And she's scared as hell all the time there. I want to find out why. There's no pressure, man, but I'm just thinking the way you shoot, you know, the way you always kind of capture people at just the right moment, maybe you give us a clue.
You know, that is a very good thought. Let me go through some of these pictures I've already taken.
So, Nikki, why are you so upset when I came in just now?
Personal stuff.
Anything I can help you with?
I've fallen in love. Head over heels. Anything you can do about that?
Who needs help with that? And last I heard, falling in love wasn't such a bad thing, especially with the right gal.
Well, maybe that's my first mistake because I picked Kelly.
That's great, man. You know, I've been flashing. You and I could end up being brothers-in-law with a little luck. Actually, it's going to take a lot of luck for me to get Eden back to the altar.
Are you kidding? I don't stand a chance with her. I couldn't have her if I wanted her for 100 years, even though she's the only one I want. You wanted a problem? That's the problem. Now tell me, Inspector, what do I do about it?
Wait a minute.
Wait for what?
I have to check something about the case. It's in my briefcase.
Mason!
I'm sorry, Gina. Ted's defense begins this afternoon. That takes precedence. Excuse me.
Am I losing my touch?
Lionel,
Hello, Sophia.
what are you doing here? You shouldn't be here.
I came to bring you an invitation to a party, a very special party that I'm giving.
I don't want any invitations to a party. How did you get here?
Well, I came in the back way.
Well, you have to leave right away. I'm expecting Cece here any second.
I'm not going to leave until you tell me that you can come to the party. And it's going to be quite an event, I promise you.
If you don't get out of here, do you realize that's trespassing?
Do messengers of the gods trespass?
Oh, can you save the hyperbole, please?
I'm not exaggerating that much. I'll go as soon as you tell me that you'll come to the party.
No, absolutely not. I am not coming to the party. Now, I want you to leave and please use the back way, the way you came in. All right, Lionel, that's it. I really had it. Get back again, too. Oh, hi. Hello.
Darling, I'm sorry it took so long. Reuben stopped to talk to me about the lawn.
Oh, no, it's all right. I want to hear about Ted. What, is it so terrible?
No, nothing of the kind. I just wanted to talk to you in person and not over the telephone.
Oh. Well, tell me, what happened? I mean, you've kept me in such suspense.
First of all, Christy didn't break up on the stand like we were all hoping she would.
Oh, no. Poor Ted and Mason.
Ted is bitterly disappointed. I'm afraid that he's not holding up like he was before. And
Oh, no.
I think he's losing hope.
No, he can't. He absolutely can't do that. It's too early. The trial's just started. I mean, Mason hasn't even given his defense yet.
Darling, the sad reality is I'm afraid Mason doesn't have much of a case. Now, we all love Ted, and we know he's not capable of rape, but that's not evidence. I was wondering, could you do me a favor?
Sure, what?
Go see Ted. Talk to him. Tell him how much we believe in him and how much we're praying for him. Did you do that?
Of course I would, darling. I was going to talk to him anyway.
What's this? Lionel Lockridge invites you to a celebration of life.
It's odd, isn't it?
Why you? Why is he pursuing you?
Oh. Take it easy, darling. I don't know either.
Warren, I didn't know you were here. What are you doing? Oh, that silly party of your father's. These are the most depressing invitations I've ever seen.
Yeah, he just asked me to deliver them for him.
Oh, no. Celebration of life. I don't know what he's thinking of.
Mother, why do you always have to attack Dad? I mean, this is something he wants to do, and this is the way he wants to do it. Isn't that enough?
What are you getting so upset about?
It's just that you have this annoying habit of always criticizing everything that he does.
Do you have any idea what it was like growing up in a family where you two were always fighting?
Well, that's what parents do. They argue. When you're a parent, that's what you'll do.
No, I won't, Mom. Not when I have children.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. Come on, we love each other very much. It's just that sometimes he's a little eccentric and difficult.
Oh, that's your opinion of him, huh? Well, what about the reputation he's built up? I mean, you know how many people are out there that respect and revere him?
Well, they didn't have to live with him all these years.
You know, Mom, you're one of those people who doesn't seem to realize the value of what you've got until you've lost it. Why don't you look at it objectively? Dad he's literate, he's intelligent, he's got one of the most charming personalities of anybody I've ever met.
He is also opinionated, manipulative, possessive. I mean, that doesn't mean I don't love him, but his charm doesn't blind me to his faults.
Mother, you better start appreciating him while you've still got him.
What? What's going on? Why are you taking this party so seriously?
I'm not. Look, I'm just starting to take Dad seriously, and I think you ought to also.
Why? Is there some time limit on this?
Yeah, there might be.
What are you trying to tell me? What are you talking about?
Mother, look, maybe you just better get it from Dad. Assuming, of course, there's some real communication left between the two of you.
You know, I'm really not too crazy about the way you're talking to me.
I've got something to do for Dad, okay?
Santana, you're here. Why didn't you answer the phone?
Well, I was just about to. I guess whoever it was must have hung up.
Well, if it's important, I guess they'll call back.
You look tired, Cece. Is your headache any better?
Not much.
I thought you said you were going to go upstairs and take a nap. Why don't you go now?
No, I think I'll go into the atrium and rest for a minute. Santana, why that look on your face?
I just think that you should go upstairs now.
In a while.
No, I don't know when my father will be home exactly. I don't expect him much before evening. Uh-huh. Well, I'll give him the message you called. Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, Mason, that's enough. I don't want you answering the phone again. Nothing's gonna stop us now.
I feel almost embarrassed by this whole thing. Nick and I made love more than once.
Was that bad?
A lot more than once.
You expect me to be shocked by this? I'm not. Look, I'm not into guilt trips, Kelly. You were in love.
Yeah, I was. Part of me was. And I remember that very clearly. And it was beautiful, too. I know that. And, it reminded me a lot like what I had with Joe.
Don't
and I
do
hate
this
to
to
say
yourself.
it. Well, Eden, it seems so disloyal to Joe.
Well, it isn't. Do you think that Joe wanted you to stop living your life the day after he died?
That's what Mom said.
Well, then it's good advice. Look, do you want some words of wisdom from me? Let yourself be in love with Nick now.
I'm not, though. I'm not in love. That other girl was, maybe.
What other girl?
The one in the ghost town that was living there. And it wasn't me, and I tried to explain that to him.
How did he react?
I think he was hurt. Well, I'm sure he was hurt. But he seemed to understand.
Don't be afraid of happiness. Don't run away from it.
Look, Eden, I was like a child then, and he took advantage of that.
Look, we're all like children sometimes. Look at Cruz and me. You can't blame Nick. You were in love with him while you were there. You can't blame him for responding to you, especially someone like you.
I don't know. Part of me still loves him, I think. And then part of me doesn't. Eden, should I be locked up?
Look, you're gonna get over this. Honestly, believe me, as your big sister, I can guarantee you that not every relationship in the world is gonna work out. But you gotta let yourself love. There's a lot of good living to be done out there. Don't waste this time, okay?
The irony irony of this whole thing is that now that she's finally remembered what happened between us, she resents it. You know, the one thing I kept praying for all the time, it's now made everything unbearable.
Well, she loved Joe a lot, and the way he died sort of burned him into her life forever.
I know that. It's like I caught her the one time that Joe did not exist for her, or her conscience, or her family. And now she feels that I took advantage of her when she was in this emotional void. She's angry at herself and at me, and she feels that she has betrayed Joe because of the time she spent with me.
That is a tricky situation, isn't it?
Now, Cruz, you knew Joe very well. You saw the whole relationship. You saw it grow and develop and then die.
All I can tell you is the obvious. It was a terrible loss for her.
You know what she said at one point?
What's that?
She felt that she had betrayed Joe at some other time when she was with Peter. Cruz, I know there is a part of her that loves what happened between us, and she thinks as happily about it as I do. But another part of her hates it. It's like I'm competing with a dead man, and I don't know if I'll be able to draw her away from him.
Maybe you won't, Nick.
Hey, don't be so understanding. I need some advice to paint myself out of this corner. You are friends with all parties involved. You know that?
Sure. Well, okay, let me ask you something. How much does she really mean to you? What do you want from her?
Oh, not much. Just the rest of her life.
Are you sure?
Of course I am sure. I've never wanted anything more in my entire life. As far as I'm concerned, she is all there is.
Well, then, I don't think you have any choice in the matter. I'm sure you'll do what you have to. In fact, I bet you already know what it is.
Well, right now, all I can come up with is joining the French Foreign Legion.
Oh, now, there's an idea. You got any real plans?
No. Not a one.
No, it's really more of a turning point than a new start, Gina. I don't know what made Dad change his mind, but he has taken me back. The enormity of that is a little hard to deal with.
That's not the only thing.
Could be very good, though, Gina. Have a hand in the business again, and the hand that writes the contracts holds a lot of power.
What about Eden? She wants to run the business, too.
I know all about Eden and her ambition. She's not really a serious contender. Main thing is to get Ted acquitted of this rape charge. Then the family can be united again. Sometimes I have such hopes for this family, Gina. Such ambitions.
Mason, I have ambitions, too.
Sophia's a bit of a problem. I'm always going to resent her for taking my mother's place, but I can deal with that. I think I can deal with anything now. 6 months in exile taught me a lot about survival. It did me a favor in a way doing that.
Well, that's nice, dear. Why don't you stand up and I'll do you a favor, too?
You know, I'll also have a lot more time with Brandon, too. Dad could be right about his potential.
I have great potential. I wish you'd see that.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Mason, you're a practical man. I'm here. Notice me.
Gina, what are you doing?
I'm waiting for you to take off my blouse.
No.
No? What do you mean, no?
I mean, no, I don't think it's a good idea at all. That doesn't fit into the scheme of things anymore.
Lionel, why are you back here?
I wasn't finished talking to you yet, Sophia.
Lionel, would you stop this? Would you go away? You almost got me in trouble a few minutes ago.
I'm really sorry. I waited until Cece left. I really have to talk to you. If you'll just let me in.
Lionel, this is ridiculous. It is dangerous. All right, come in. Just for a minute, please. Only stay just a minute. I feel like some kind of conspirator in a criminal act with all this skulking around. What is it you want?
Sophia, I just wanted to tell you that you were right. I had no business inviting you to that party. I guess I just wanted the people around me that have been close to me and are still close to me. I just wanted to see him one last time and forgive me. Forget I ever invited you to that party, okay? It was just foolish vanity. I can see that now.
Lionel, you're talking in riddles. What do you mean?
Well, I just have no right to inflict my pain on you. There was a time during that crisis with Augusta, and after that, the one with Lakin, when Lakin was ill, when I came to you, and you comforted me. I guess I thought I could do that again. I guess I needed your strength and to give me the strength to carry on. I thought you might be able to help me again, but it was just foolish. Just forget it, will you? That I ever said it. I'm sorry I made you uncomfortable.
Wait, Lionel. I don't understand. What crisis is there this time?
Never mind. It really doesn't matter, Sophia. Thank you.
Lionel, you're behaving very strangely. I mean, what is all this about? Wanting your friends around you for one last time?
Sophia, nobody lives forever, and I guess I'm no exception.
Well, my goodness. This is the first time I've ever heard you admit it.
I haven't told anyone except Warren and Frank Armstead, the milkman, and I swore him to secrecy.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that you have told your milkman whatever this is all about, but I'm not supposed to tell him?
Yeah, well, he's not just a milkman. He is a very dear friend, and I made him give his word that he wouldn't say anything about this.
Lionel, would you please just stop swearing me to secrecy and tell me what this is all about?
All right. Okay, it isn't easy. I'm going to die, Sophia. I'm in the process of dying, even as we speak.
Is this some kind of a joke, Lionel?
Believe me, it is no joke. Far from it.
What do you mean you're going to die? Why? Of what?
Sophia, I overheard Dr. Biddles, my doctor, talking to, I suppose it was a colleague the other day, and he said that I had an aneurysm of the brain, and he doesn't give me much time left to live. I don't know how long, and whatever it is, I haven't had the courage to ask him, and I'm not even sure I want to know.
You telling me that you heard Dr. Biddles say this, and you didn't check it out with him?
Sophia, I heard...
You know he could have been talking about someone else, Lionel.
I heard him use the phone in my home. I heard him say what a pity it was that a man of my stature and whatever he says, of prestige, was afflicted with something like this.
I want you to call him right now. I want you to call him, use this phone.
Why?
And ask him.
What?
Just do it. Do it. Do it for me. Do it for yourself. After all, you have a right to ask this man a lot of questions.
Huh? I want you to know I am prepared for this, you know? It was a terrible shock when I realized it, but you don't just crumble. You put your house in order and... Yes, I'd like to speak to Dr. Biddles, please. Yes, you might say it's urgent. Yeah. You just kind of have to keep your spirits up and concentrate on all the good things that you've had happen. I lived a good life, after all. And, Dr. Biddles, yes. Yeah, when you were at my home the other day, to check me out, remember, I'm afraid I overheard you in a phone conversation. It was my aneurysm you were talking about, wasn't it? And What? What are you saying? Dr. Biddles, are you telling me that I am not going to die? What? I don't believe this. Well, if you weren't talking about me, who were you talking? Well, why didn't you say so? How could you let me go? I wasn't eavesdropping, Doctor. I overheard you in my own home. Well, who then? Well, no, of course you can't tell me. I'm sorry. I never should have asked. Look, I don't see the humor in it, Dr. Biddles. I have gone through an agonizing several days. Yeah, I know you are. I thank you. I'm sorry for interrupting you, and thank you for taking the time. My God, I'm going to live. Sophia, I am alive. I'm going to live.
I suspected you were.
Oh, my God. I gotta tell Warren.
You know, I sure would hate to see you quit on this. I mean, looking back, what was gained 10 years ago or whatever it was when you quit on yourself, when you quit on your talent?
That was different. I was disenchanted.
Yeah, well, I'd be real disenchanted now if I saw you drop this, man. I mean, you're getting it together again. Your career's gonna take off. You're back on your feet. I mean, it would be ridiculous to drop it all now because of Kelly.
But Kelly's the one who got me to believe in myself again. I'm in this town because of her.
Exactly, and you got to capitalize on that and don't start feeling sorry for yourself. Now, it's not your fault that she's pulling back now. It's just circumstances. It's her problem. There's no reason to blame yourself at all, or to blame her for that matter. The point is, Nikki, you found out what you're capable of doing, man, and you can't throw that away. If you do, you know, you're just a quitter.
It seems easy to say for a man who seems to have just let go of his girl. You know, from where I sit, Cruz, you've washed your hands of Eden entirely.
Oh, now don't start in on me.
Now, personally speaking, I think your ego and your pride has gotten in way of you of going to her and making up.
Oh, you're out of line, man. You're so far out of line, you're out of date. Eden and I are back together, praise the Lord.
Cruz, this is great. When did this happen?
That's been happening, just little by little, day by day.
I had no idea. This is great news. I'm very happy for you. You know what? You've inspired me. Because if you can do that with Eden, I'm sure there's got to be a way for me to get things back together with Kelly.
There's 100,000 ways, Nikki, and if you don't keep looking, you're not going to find one.
You're right. You are absolutely right. And after I answer that, I'm going to do something constructive about it. You hold on.
How dare you do this to me? I've humiliated myself. How could you reject me?
Gina, I'm sorry if you feel you've humiliated yourself.
Well, I have. I was ready to give myself to you, and now you don't want to take me? What kind of a cat are you?
Gina, will you calm down?
I can't. I feel unused.
Unsullied.
Unwanted.
Untrue. You are a very sexy lady, Gina. It just wouldn't be right now. Things have changed.
What things? The only thing that's changed, you don't want me anymore.
Gina, will you sit down for a minute?
No, I'm not going to sit down. Go ahead. Try and talk yourself out of this one.
All right. My father has made a genuine and very difficult for him attempt at reconciliation with me. Gina, the ramifications of that are so enormous that I won't do anything to jeopardize it. Certainly nothing as dangerous as sleeping with his new wife.
Now, is that what's worrying you? Well, I'm not really his wife anymore. It's just a name. He doesn't love me. He loves Sophia. He's cast me off. I'm like an upstairs maid to him now. Not even that much. Nobody wants me now. Not Cece, not you. I can never have a baby of my own. I just can't. But I can still be loved. That's the only thing that's kept me sane, Mason. Please, Mason, make love to me. Make me feel wanted again.
Wait, you knew all along it wasn't me. How?
Can't tell you.
Dr. Biddle is my doctor as well as CC's. Is it Cece? Of course you can't admit it. He swore you to secrecy just as I tried to, didn't he? I should have known at the Orient Express the other day. He was so kind and generous and thoughtful. I should have known that something was terribly wrong.
That's a terrible thing to say.
No, it isn't. Don't you see? I thought that I was dying, too. I was kind and courteous to him only because I thought I was dying. I'm going to live, and Cece isn't. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound triumphant about it. I can imagine what you're going through.
It's so unfair. Don't you see? It's so unfair. We've been separated for so many years, these wasted years, and now we found each other again, and we love each other so much, Lionel. Now I'm going to lose him.
I'm sorry. I mean that from the bottom of my...
When do we have to stop paying for our sins, Lionel? Our sins, yours and mine, not Cece's. Why does he have to pay for what we did?
Sophia, listen to me. I don't know very much about destiny and all that sort of thing. But I do know that the other day, that Cece and I treated each other with courtesy, two ancient enemies. Right?
Because you both thought you were dying.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe so. But don't you see, if we only did that more often, if we didn't waste this precious commodity in hate and anger, I wish for you and CC all the happiness and love in the time that you have left.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry to have come blundering in this way. Will you forgive me?
I don't see nearly enough of you these days, you know that?
Yeah, I know, and it's your fault because you're always busy.
I guess it is.
Hey, I've seen a little sparkle in Eden's eye lately. Seems to me that you have the same kind. Guess you have time for someone, right?
How can I deny that? I'm a pretty happy guy these days.
Well, I think it's great. What's going on with Ted's case?
We're still waiting and hoping, looking. Speaking of which, I gotta get back to work on it.
Thanks a lot for all you've done, Cruz.
You bet. I'll see you later.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Cruz. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, you guys take care, both of you.
Yeah.
See ya. Nick, I had to talk to you. And I want to be as honest with you as I can.
It's always the best policy.
Listen, I know that you've cared for me, and it's been wonderful for me. I've been lucky, and I know that.
No, Kelly, I'm the lucky one.
I think it's better for both of us if we don't see each other anymore.
Right. I was thinking along the same lines myself. You know, all that stuff with the ghost town was really romantic. I've always been a sucker for that kind of stuff. I guess I got carried away and took it too seriously.
I guess we both did.
I love you, though. But I guess the love we had there wasn't what you would call real, huh?
Nick, it was like living in a dream.
Yeah, wasn't it? Well, enough of that. You know, back to reality. Back to the old workaday punch-a-clock world. Murder, rape, unemployment, the kind of stuff that Pulitzer Prize-winning photos are made of. I'll always be grateful to you for waking me up, waking up my competitive spirit. We'll still be friends, right?
Of course.
Of course. Listen, I hate to rush you out of here, but I've got a deadline to meet.
Yeah, that's all right.
Take care of yourself.
You too.
Would you tell Mom what's going on here? I just can't keep this up any longer.
Would you please tell me what he's talking about, Lionel?
Dad, please tell Mom the real reason for the party.
Have you delivered those invitations yet, Warren?
Yes, I just got back.
It's too bad. There is no reason for the party anymore, Warren. It's my fault. I have made a terrible mistake. It's, in a way, it's a wonderful mistake, but it is a mistake. Everything. Everything. Yes, especially everything.
Excuse me, I don't have my secret decoder ring. Could you tell me what's going on around here, please?
Augusta, I am sorry. I thought that I was going to die. Augusta, I just found out that I'm not going to die. I thought I was going to die. I overheard Dr. Biddle's talking about a terminal patient who had an aneurysm. And I thought it was meant for me. And if Sophia had not made me call him and get the whole thing straightened out, I'd still believe that. It's like having a reprieve from a death sentence.
You thought you were going to die? Yeah. What a terrible misconception to have. How long have you been living with this?
For days.
Oh, you mean that's what this party was about? Some sort of final appearance? Yeah. My poor darling.
Dad, you don't know how happy this makes me.
Oh, Warren, I am so sorry, pal. Oh, I'm so sorry to put you through
Lionel,
this.
Lionel,
Huh?
you said that Sophia made you call Dr. Biddle. Sophia?
Oh, come on, don't get excited.
You went to see Sophia?
I just went to her to deliver the invitation to the party, and that's how I found out that it's CC who has the aneurysm. CC is the one who's going to die. We had the same doctor. That's how I verified it.
Maybe he's lucky. He'll never know the truth about you and Sophia.
Truth? He's known that for months. Everybody in Santa Barbara knows that truth. What are you talking about?
Not every truth, I'm sorry to say. There is one truth that nobody knows.
What truth? What are you talking about?
Will you ever stop working?
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, I can't think of any papers that are more important than your rest.
These are. I'm changing my will, adjusting the inequities and reapportioning things fairly. I've even rewritten the corporate bylaws to include Mason. Santana, I want you to know, Brandon is playing a great part in this.
Well, I'm glad. Thank you. But you still must remember you have a long court day ahead of you today, and you've got to get some rest between now and then.
I suppose you're right. Maybe I'd better. This can wait a little while.
Oh, Mason, it's so good to be close to you. Even with all your conniving and deception, you've managed to light a fire in me that refuses to go out.
Good. Well, we'll put it in front of a monument, Gina. Call it the Tomb of the Unappreciated Wife. Millions will flock to it every year.
Mason, I can see through your sarcasm. I know you're as excited about this as I am.
Well, you don't have to look far to see that. And why shouldn't I be? Gina, you definitely have a way about you. A very persuasive way. But no, I don't think we should tempt fate.
Why do you treat me like this? You lead me on and then you refuse me?
Gina, quiet down. Can't I say no to you without your turning Wagnerian on me?
No, you have no right to say no. You want me to beg, don't you?
No, I most certainly do not. The thought of you driving around with a tin cup selling pencils from the window of your luxury sedan is appalling to me.
Mason, don't make fun of me. I don't have to take this from you. I can have any man I want. You hear me?
Yes, and the whole house is going to hear you if you don't calm down, Gina. Now, if it's true that you can have any man you want, the answer is simple. Just want another man.
It really amuses you to do this, doesn't it? You think it's funny to watch people debase themselves.
Will you just hold still, Madam Butterfly? Augusta, stop. Just stop right there and tell me, what is this mysterious truth that you're talking about?
Suffice it to say, it will destroy Cece when he hears about it. But what's more important to me is that you went to Sophia when you thought you were going to die and didn't come to me.
I didn't come to you. I was trying to spare your feelings.
Oh, spare me and get a little sympathy from Sophia on the side. How long do you think she's going to mourn you? I will be crying my eyes out at the funeral, and she'll be sitting there in a red dress flirting with the organist.
You read that in Salinger.
I read that in Sophia's eyes.
Oh, come on. What difference does it make? She's not going to be mourning me. I'm not going to die.
Don't try to avoid the issue. Your death happens to be a very personal, intimate thing, and it's not right that you went to another woman first.
Well, I'm so sorry. The next time I'm gonna die, I'll be sure and tell you first.
Thank you.
Come on, will you stop being jealous of Sophia again? I don't have the energy for it.
It's pretty hard not to be when you know what I know.
Will you stop this nonsense and just tell me what this truth is that you're talking about or think you're talking to? Why not just tell me and get it out?
Because I'm hurt. I'm terribly, terribly hurt. But I'll tell you something. When you find out, it's probably going to have an effect on you like nothing has ever had. And change your way of thinking about everything. Forever.
What have I done? I wonder if Brandon heard them. Gina's Brandon's mother. He loves her. If Cece finds Gina and Mason together, it could be awful for Brandon.
Mason, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you. You're the only man I want. You know that. No, just look at me. Don't say anything. Just look at me.
Gina, this is really very foolish.
But just try and tell me it's not exciting. Thank you.
Kelly, is that you? Gina, are you in there? Kelly, all right?
Is the door locked?
The door's locked. Someone let me in. I've got the key. Master key for these locks. That's right.
He's trying to unlock the door.
Well, for God's sake, get dressed.
No, I can't. Oh.
Gina, let go of me.
Gina? Kelly? Coming in.